if you're up here, don't expect to collect your water first thing in the morning. Hard as a rock. Morning everybody, start of day 7. Well, not quite. I wanted to make sure I got up top of the main range, so I had like a 200-250 climb right from my campsite this morning, so I thought I'd get that done before I had a yarn to you guys. Otherwise it just would have been huffing and puffing and no sense. Well, there's no guarantee you'll get any of that now either. So it was -4 overnight. Definitely was not as cold as the previous night, even though I was up a lot higher, about 1900 there I believe. The previous night was around the 18. I met a guy from Europe who is out here for a couple of nights, and he camped in the valley on the east side of the mountain I was on, down in the valley, and all he had was one of those 2 centimeter thick foam roll-up pads and a sheet of nylon to roll himself up in with his sleeping bag. Oh, he's funny. He said he couldn't feel anything come 2 o'clock. Silly bugger. I can see him in the distance. He's a little bit ahead of me today, because obviously he woke up before and he wasn't getting any sleep after 4 o'clock, so he just packed up and left. So he come past me as I was having my morning coffee. So he was stunned. -4. I said, yeah. Anyway, he didn't have the worst of it. I just passed 2 guys coming up the climb, about a third of the way up. They were camping in a little saddle and they're wrapped up like they're going to the North Pole and complaining they can't get any water. It's not funny. They should have water, but it's funny because up here all the water holes freeze in the morning. There's plenty of water come midday. There's water everywhere. There's so many little ponds and springs are running everywhere up here. So much water. But in the morning, that's rock solid. You can't get any of it, so they're gonna have to go without for a little while. Funny, but anyway, I mean, it is, what is it now? It is, what's this say? It's 8 degrees up here, and I am down to my, my base, what I usually walk in. So I don't have anything other. I couldn't go lighter than this without people complaining. So this is quite nice. I'm walking across here. I'm quite cool, but I'm not freezing. There's a little breeze up here. It's not too bad. So and now I'm up. Right, the big stuff's out the way. We'll have, I know I've got climbs, but they're not giant climbs. Right, they're things you can get out of the way in 15-20 minutes. And in 2 Ks I hit the main range, the garden path. So you can see here, look, we do see this on the southern side of most of the mountains here. There's still remnants of snow up here, little spots. I mean, when it doesn't get above 10 degrees up here, I guess it's not going to melt very quickly, is it? And it freezes again the next night. So today, Kosciuszko Day, and then Well, after that, I think Cascades Hut's doable, so we'll see how we go. My right foot's a little bit upset again this morning. So, I mean, it's just done a pile of climbing. It's not liking climbing at the moment. That's its problem. That's when it's stressing. So, hopefully now that we're on the rollers here, the climbing is a lot less and she'll settle down. If not, I'll just take my Nurofen Tic Tacs and see how I go. Alright, that's about it for me. I'll keep rolling and I'll catch you later. Since we're getting onto the premium track, it's time to crack out the party glasses. Hey, what do we think? Loud enough? Oh, this main range trail, hey? How is the manicure? Isn't this man? This is just mad. Crazy, crazy, crazy. if you trip and fall on this, which is probably very easy because it's very grippy, it keeps grabbing the bottom of my shoe, it's going to do some damage to you. There'll be some busted up bits and pieces if you land on this after tripping over. Oh, but it's a welcome from the smashing that yesterday afternoon gave me. I'll take this. Let's trundle on. The views are pretty nuts, aren't they? Hey? Some of that feet, you know. so much smoother. Whilst this is a lot more walk than the other one, this is not so much a cheese grater. The views are pretty mega, aren't they? Look at that. Hey. Which comes off what you've dropped down and like Evening everybody, it is the end of day 7 and well, it's the highlight so far. I mean, I had the jewel in getting to the top of Kosciuszko. It was a hard day. It was about 1100 meters of gain, 32 k's today. I got the Cascades hut and I was that'll do. I didn't want to go any further. My feet are really sore. The pounding they copped coming down from Threadbow to Dead Horse Saddle or Dead Horse Gap, that is a serious descent. That is crazy, that descent. Oh my gosh, that and it seemed never ending. But I mean, if you look at elevation chart of it, it's straight down. I mean, and it wasn't just, you weren't just going on a straight line either. It was a crazy technical single trail as well. So that really smashed you coming down there. And I rolled my left ankle twice coming down there today, so let's see how that comes up tomorrow. And then to get to here, from Bob's Ridge to here, it's probably just 4 k's of just relentless down. And at the end of the day, when your feet are fatigued and tired, you don't need to have them getting beaten up coming down a ridge like that. So when I got to here, my feet were done. I was done. We had enough. So we called it quits. We're sitting here and I'll show you. It has taken a good hour and a half. Hour and a half for this fire to actually put out any warmth that's worth a damn. So I'm just sitting here in front of it now, just trying to get some warmth into my body because it's cold. It's 4 degrees. I mean, it's not -4 or -7, but it's 4 degrees. That's still bloody cold. So we're just sitting here. We've had our dinner. My bed's laid out, it's ready to go. I've just got to pack everything up and hang it from hooks on wires so any critters can't get to any of my gear. I'm not having a repeat of someone trying to steal my inner soles like I did a couple of nights ago, 3 nights ago at McKay's hut. So we will do that. And I'm freaking tired, man. That was a big day. So bit. I mean, it's a Saturday. I know it's a Saturday. Talk about timing for me. Saturday. I also thought it was election day. You know. I also hoped that a lot of people were home voting. So, but no, well, these are people up there. But it was all right. Everybody's in a cheerful mood when they get up to the top, and you know, helping each other take photos. I had a nice lady help me take shots while I was up there. So. It was good. Mad views all day. That's what was great about today. At least until I dropped into dropping off Threadbow down to Dead Horse Gap. Had views for days, just views for days, and the weather up there was just, you couldn't have had better weather. The temp was nice. The sky was just crystal clear, so you could see for a long way in all directions. So it was a perfect day to be up there. But so you leave around Mount Tate this morning. I was a bit in front of that, but you know, about there, and you climb up. There's a fair bit of climbing to get up high enough, and then you meet, because we're on what they call the alternate route, because we got up high early at White's River Hut. We went up instead of continuing down, and then we meet the route again, which then becomes main range track, and it is instant. It is an instant change. I'm walking on a goat track since, not even a goat track sometimes, since White River Hut, As soon as you join the alternate, you got, you know, Middle Earth paved footpaths, right? That's what they remind me of. Massive slabs of granite. God, and they did it for such a long time. That the granite went for ages. And in fact, they even had that happening from Threadbow till about a quarter of the way down the descent into Dead Horse Gap. They had that there as well. The amount of work that these guys are doing, putting in these massive, I mean, they're big slabs of granite. They're not light. They're not light. There's not a guy can move them. Not even a couple of guys could move them. So, but that was for ages, and then we switched to the cheese grater raised platform, and the one that's out to the north doesn't get used very often, and it is so coarse and grippy. Like, I swear it probably, I haven't looked at the bottom of my shoes yet, but it's probably taken nodules off the bottom of my shoes. Anytime you scuffed, it nearly stopped you dead and you nearly tripped forward. And all the nodules on the cross plates are so sharp. I just don't think enough people walk there, because they use the exact same plate going up to Kosciuszko, and it's so smooth. It's totally different. You walked on it, it felt like something that was totally different, but it's the exact same stuff. And even walking to Threadbow, when that's all raised platform to there as well, and it's nowhere near like that. So I think we started off on the one that was least used, and man, fear to trip over and fall down on that, because you would have taken off skin, if not broken something. It was awful. I feared to trip on that stuff. The one up the top going up to Kosciuszko, not so much, because it was quite smooth. I mean, if you tripped, you'd still probably do some damage, but it didn't have that feeling to it as the other one did. The other one felt like a cheese grater. So it was rough. So I was happy not to see that. But the thing that I was happy not to see at the end was the granite slab path, because it's not, it's not flat, they're like stepping stones effectively. So you couldn't get a rhythm up for your walk. You had to pick your foot landing, because in between the granite was, it could be a drop. So, you could roll your foot or anything if you didn't place it on a slab properly. And that was the whole time you're on those. So you couldn't even get a pace up to the sort of pace you wanted, because you're forever short shifting or long gauging your steps, right? So I was happy to see those go. I mean, they were cool for where they are, and I understand why they've got them where they are, but I'm very glad I don't have to walk days and days and days on that stuff. So, but the views were great. Today's views are just nuts, and then to drop off there so quickly, like a crazy drop off there so quickly, to the point you get down into Dead Horse Gap and the world's different, totally different. You get down there so quickly, and now I'm in an area where it's almost wet rainforest. It's too high for that, but that's the feeling, and it's very wet here, so it's crazy. I believe I'm around 1600 here, maybe a little bit shy of that. Tomorrow we're going down into the 12s, all the way to tin mines is into the 12s. So I haven't been down to the 12s since way early in the ACT. So yeah, back in the 12s before. Oh, I'm yawning my brains out. Till we get to Tin Mines Creek. Then Tin Mines Creek is climbing. You just climb then, and it's like 8 kilometers of climbing. So tomorrow I think I might camp on the edge of the Murray. There's no huts now for a couple of days. I wouldn't there's nowhere for me to go to a hut of any form for a couple of days now, so I might as well camp where I like. And the Murray's not a bad distance tomorrow, depending. I mean, effectively it's just flat or little tiny rollers till Tin Mines Creek. Then I've got 8k haul uphill, but then you drop down off the top to the Murray. So that's up at Combat Ridge, something like that. Anyway, where the remnants of the plain is, that's the top, and then you drop down from there down to the Murray. So I might spend one more night in New South Wales on this side of the Murray, and then off into Victoria and see how we go. Victoria does hold a bit of fear for me. You look in the book and they're talking 800, 1200 meter climbs, and it's like, I mean, how long does it take you to do that, and what sort of climbing is it? So I do hold a bit of fear as to how I'll deal with those, especially with my right foot. Which is, its thing is, it hates going uphill, and that's the thing. My right foot was really caning me early this morning, because the first thing we did was we climbed, and that got to the top, and it hated it all the way across the flats until we joined up with the main route. I had to stop and pop a Nurofen Tic Tac, so that was just all I had to do. So to get my feet, that settles them down. Then the feet sort of were fine after that for the rest of the day. I can feel it every step. I can feel it, but it wasn't to the point that I was limping quite badly after we'd come up out of that climb. So my foot just hates climbing. So afternoon climbing's fine. The foot's hot, it's pounded from the rest of the day, and it's not an issue. So I can then climb, but it's the morning one that it hates to do. So tomorrow should be fine, because all the climbing's in the afternoon, which I hope I can get out the way. But then those other ones down in Victoria, you nearly have to camp at the bottom, don't you? I don't know. I've got to look into it more. I'm a bit buggered now that I've had to swap and head the opposite directions. All my camps are wrong, so I'm playing this by ear, and I am trying day by day to try and line them up to suit whatever's going on. I mean, coming back this way, I had long days when we had heaps of downhill, short days when we had uphill, but none of that's working going the other way, because now that's a short day downhill, long day uphill, right? So it just doesn't work. So I'm sort of playing it by ear. But anyway, like I say, you start at the bottom, you go to 1200 meter climb in the morning, and that's like, my foot's gonna hate me big time. So we'll see. But today was probably, apart from my foot issues early in the morning, today was probably the funnest. So many clean people. People don't understand what it's like when a clean person walks past you until you've hiked a long time and you stink so bad, and you get that waft of, I mean, who cares what it is, but it's clean, right? I even said to one dude when he walked past me early on, I went, dude, you smell clean. So, oh dear. They were a bit perplexed, but that's alright. I knew. And it was all like for the whole time until I guess when I dipped onto the boardwalk track. It's not really a boardwalk, it's the cheese grater track to Thredbo. Then it thinned out, but yeah, all the way down to there, Kosciuszko, it was just clean people everywhere, the smell of clean everywhere. I was telling them all, you have to keep your distance, because
I'm the opposite, 7 days without cleaning, you know, apart from a little, you know, wet wipe showers. That's all I've been having, so absolutely no substitute. But anyway, they were all nice. So very jovial whenever anybody gets up there, because it is actually off the main range track to get up there. It's this big giant spiral loop to get you up to the top, and it's actually quite a long way from that track. So you might get the track and it says, oh, you know, Kosciuszko, you go up here and you go, oh yeah, but that's a long haul. There's a long haul. But I saw two ladies that were just getting onto the cheese grater raised walk on that part, which is not too bad, but they were just getting onto it coming up, and they had to be mid-80s, easy, and they looked like they were having a freaking ball. So and they didn't mind. They were just chuffing along at their own pace. Very entertaining. So all walks of life up there. You had everything. So, but that was good. I enjoyed that. I sat there for maybe 20 minutes or so, and then I had something to eat, something to drink. Celebrator got up there, and then I bolted. That was it. And then I just went from there. I didn't stop. I filtered water at the top, just after Threadbow, so just past one of their ski lifts. There was running water, so I filtered there, and then I did not stop at all until I talked to some mountain bikers about 4Ks from here, and then they told me, you know, it'd be about an hour walk to get to here. They had ridden out to here. They were all riding e-mountain bikes, and the thing is, they are all, the youngest guy might have been 55, 60, a little bit older than me, and the others were definitely in their 60s, maybe even 70s. They couldn't ride anywhere out here or do any of that sort of stuff on a normal mountain bike. E-bikes allow them to do that sort of stuff. They can still have fun like all the bloody young guys, you know, and get home alive, right? So e-bikes allow them to do that. E-bikes will drag them up those hills that they couldn't ride up them anymore, but they can with an e-bike. So e-bikes, fantastic things, I think, just to keep people who physically can't still in the game that they liked doing when they were young people. So, and I saw heaps of them today. E-bikes everywhere. I think only one bike out of all the bikes I saw today wasn't an e-bike. Otherwise, every single one was an e-mountain bike. And all the people were trundling along. They were busted, half destroyed, because they had the battery to pull them up the hills, so they could enjoy their downhills and have the battery pull them up the hills. I mean, skiers do that. Ski down, get on a chairlift and go back up. What's the difference? So it's very popular here, actually. Lots of bikes. I saw 2 bike packers go past as well. So this track seems to be, this is Cascades Trail, seems to be quite popular. So so anyway, I'm shagged. I am going to I've been a good boy and I've charged up everything over the last couple of days. Nearly everything is done. My GoPro batteries are almost back to square. My 220 amp hour battery packs are both fully charged. I had my Mini plugged in today, my Garmin Mini plugged in today, so she's fully charged. My phone is fully charged because it was plugged into the sun today as well. And my Garmin watch is charged, so everything's happily charged. So I might, for the first time on trail, because I've been really power conscious, I might let's see, excuse me, I might watch an episode or something before I nod off, treat myself. It's been a week out here without anything, so, or I might listen to music, put my headphones in, fall asleep to music. Haven't done that for a while either. Might do that. Alright, everybody, take it easy. I'll see you tomorrow morning, day 9. Catch ya.